What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Beatty, back again with another Real Muscle podcast. With my boy Henry, of course.
Yeah. Back again.
How you feeling this week, Henry?
Feeling good, man. You know, just another week out of the gym. another week of losing gains.
How
much? Other than that, I'm all right. Huh?
How much did you lose? Like, do you feel like you're like smaller or not really?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely smaller, man. I'm around 275 right now.
Okay, but like lean, it's not like you're not skinny fat, right?
Nah, definitely not skinny fat, but you know, definitely a lot weaker. And you know, usually I'm around 300 pounds, man. So
it's different.
You know, still heavy, but you know, definitely not going to be inclining 405 for 10 when I get back in the gym.
You know how crazy that sounds? Like, if you tell a regular person, you know, oh, I'm down to 270, you know what I'm saying? They're going to be like, huh? Like, what? but we honestly feel that way. Like, you're like, damn, I'm like,
yeah,
270 today. Oh, man.
Yeah.
You started working?
Huh?
Did you start working? Started work?
Yeah, man. I start my first day tomorrow. Well, I'm just getting trained up, you know. It's just a management spot at GNC, so.
Okay.
You know, I'll be able to eat my meals and everything, and get some discounted supplements. And
yeah, you might have to send them my way.
So yeah, man, I'm gonna start getting back on the coaching game too, man. Since I'll have more time to do that. Before I was working so much, I didn't really have time to tend to it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now, man, I could probably, you know, take on some clients. Well, not probably, I definitely will now.
So. Perfect. So we are probably gonna have future episodes where we just like pick topics to discuss, and then I'm gonna link in like your coaching email and all that, and we could promote that too to, you know, to let everybody know. And Jack is taking clients again. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you're gonna get like a lot of inquiries on that too.
Yeah, man. I'm doing the first 10 people, I'm doing them half price. You know, I know everybody's tight for money, so you know, first 10 they'll get in half price, which is pretty affordable for a bodybuilding coach.
Yeah,
you know, it's pretty cheap.
I mean, especially a pro at that. Especially
yeah. So
yeah. What's the email you're gonna use right now?
The email it's my Instagram name, so it's henjacked@gmail.
Right.
And that's where, you know, or if people want to DM me, they can just do that too on Instagram. But yeah, my email is under my Instagram profile as well, so it's easy to get in contact with me. So
I'm gonna plop the Instagram and email right here. Pop. Boom.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the guest before he falls asleep. But we're gonna have Quinton Eriya. A lot of people think Beastwood is his real last name because of the Instagram. Like, there's people that be like, "Oh, you guys you're gonna have Quinton Beastwood?" I'm like, "Yeah." You're like, "That's his real name?" I'm like, "Nah, it's just like a thing he did." But yeah, we're gonna have him in on a second. As a matter of fact, let me invite him right now. Yeah, but this kid has a lot of potential, man. I haven't seen potential like that in a long time, especially at the, like, take away the age part, it's still crazy. If he was our age, it's still crazy, right? And then you take away minus, he's probably 4 years younger than me, and like 6 years younger than you. That's wild, bro. That's wild. That's like unheard of.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and then we're gonna get into
huh? That makes you feel like you slack.
Yeah, I feel like it's usually one or the other. It's usually like you have the structure, but you need a bunch of size, or you might have the size, but you don't have the structure. Like for him, like he's been already like 315, with like decent condition, and he has a structure. It's like obviously like they're gonna tell him he needs more size, but I mean realistically, like he's still gonna be one of the biggest ones on stage, you know.
Right.
At least on the scale, you know. So I think it's crazy. When I was his age, I felt like I had like the body parts and I had like the structure, but I didn't have enough size like to be. I mean, I had enough size for amateur level, but not like a pro level, size.
Right.
So I think that's crazy. Yeah, that's like unheard of. So
yeah, man.
So they use this.
Ton of potential, bro. If he keeps it up, he's definitely a shoe-in for the Olympia.
For sure.
For sure.
I try not to use the future O word because it's like it sounds like a curse. So I feel like it's like like everybody
my bad.
I swear it's like anytime people start using that word, like some crazy happens. I'm like, what's wrong with this? You know what I'm saying? The only one I think is Phil Heath that word was used and it happened. Like a lot of people, you get these, but the truth is it's because there's a lot of people with potential. That's what it amounts to. I feel like there's a lot of people with potential. It's just that I feel like physical is not enough. You have to have the mental genes as well. And I think that's the hardest part where you got guys who don't have the physical genetics, per se. I know it's hard to say like, oh, Dorian Yates didn't have good genetics, but if you compare him to his lineup, he didn't. He didn't have better like structure than Flex and Sean and Kevin. He didn't have better genes than them, but mentally he
definitely
was
not.
He was way more equipped than them mentally.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it comes down to having the physical genetics and then having the mental genetics. Somebody like Phil gets a lot of credit for his physical genetics, but I feel like mentally he doesn't get his just due because he was the first bodybuilder in the midst of social media. Everybody's like, don't reply, shut up, don't reply. But he's human too. He got feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about that. Like, you're showcasing your body to the world. You know what I'm saying? And then you're the first one to be in a situation where social media is wild. And mind you, when you're dieting too, taking supplements, like you're gonna be a little bit more sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you want me to just stay quiet? It's not as easy as it looks. You know what I'm saying? So
especially today, man, you got to do your own marketing. You got to do your own YouTube. You got to do everything. You got to do everything now. So like you said, the mental aspect outside of like the gym and the stage is major now.
It's crucial.
It's real major. So
I think that's just as important as the physical part.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Definitely, for sure.
When no you have doubt. Like Kai Green, like think about it. I think Quinton is on connecting the audio.
Yo,
what's good, bro?
Oh, there you go. There you go.
What you want, your phone?
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
Can you twist this sideways? Like this one. There we go.
This?
Action. There we go. What's that? What's good, bro?
I'm just chilling, man. How you guys doing?
Good, man. You good?
Yeah. How you doing? Hey, congrats on getting married, man.
Oh yeah, man. Thanks, bro. It's a spur of the moment thing. We just the deal made it happen,
Yeah, that's wicked, man.
Me and Henry was just talking about you. What a coincidence, bro. What a coincidence.
Oh yeah.
How you
we talking about, and this guy sucks. He's no good.
Yeah, we was like, come on, bro. Mans don't got no calves, nothing.
I'll work on him.
But honestly, bro, that's like one thing I kind of wish I had. Like, if you don't have it genetically, it's really hard to grow them shits. But I wish I had calves like that. That's one thing I'm always like, you know what I'm saying?
Coronavirus!
It's not Corona, bro.
What's going on? But wait.
I had DM'd him one day, and I was like, "Hey, man, what I got to do to get calves?" And he was just straight up. He was like, I don't even train calves, to be honest with you.
I know, man. It's just weird. Like, it's just one of those things, just very genetic,
Yeah.
I've been training. There was like a 2-year period where I trained calves every single day, and it was like light, heavy. I would do about 20 sets. It would be like 3 exercises and like 8 sets each. And I did that every day for 2 years. It would be heavy, light, reps, low reps, everything. And honestly, they did grow. But realistically, to keep doing that, like my ankles would be sore, my foot would be sore. It was like, you know what I'm saying? And then I have to do my cardio on top of that. I'm like, realistically, like it can grow if you force it, but it still was never going to be world class. And I'm like, they don't really judge it like that. So I'm like, I'm not gonna put that kind of strain on my feet and lower body just for that. So I kind of stopped doing that. But yo,
and like ankle tightness, like you could fuck with your squats too, right?
I agree. If you let it get too tight. But yo,
you guys gotta let me know what you guys do to get them big arms, man.
It's just angles, bro. It's just all angles, lighting, right, Henry?
Yeah, man. I don't really think you got a problem with anything growing right now, bro. So, I saw this off season. You got to like what 315, right?
Yeah, but it was like it didn't look too bad, but like it felt horrible though. So I'm.
This is the thing, though. This is the thing. Like most people, get up to 300 pounds. Let's say, how tall are you actually? So I can compare it better. How tall are you?
Who, me?
No, Quint.
Oh, okay.
I'm about like 6'1.5", I think, or 6'1".
Okay, so I'm 6 foot, right? When I got up over 300 pounds, like the way the fat distributes was different. I feel like you get like an even thin layer of fat, and it makes you still look lean, and you still have your shape. Whereas for me, I look horrible, and I just have this huge waist off season. And then when I come in shape, I'm saying, and then when I come in shape, they're like, "Oh, what happened? Like you're like a different person." Whereas you can keep that shape even in the off season, which is kind of weird. It's not like you're staying like shredded off season.
Yeah.
You're big, and you are putting on a water, but it seems to go to the right places. You know what I'm saying?
I guess it distributes like not so bad, but I also don't post the bad shots. Like there's certain shots it's like, ooh, delete. Some angles the stomach looks bad, man. Like, oh man.
I feel like that's important. Like especially when you're younger, like you have to have some off seasons where you're not gonna look cute. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be It's not gonna be like pretty to see, because in those initial stages is where you put on the most of your muscles. Then later on, like Henry like stays like ripped all the time now, but he already put on that muscle, so he would get like a certain level of fat, and then the next off season he would hit that same weight leaner. So he put on like if you look at Phil in the beginning, he used to get the crazy puffy cheeks, and then later on, like to initially put on that muscle, you have to try to grow. And I feel like a lot of younger guys these days, because of Instagram, social media, they always want to stay lean, but you're not gonna get to pro bodybuilder size just being shredded all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you. What they said some saying, you can't carve a pebble.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. That was the famous saying in off season.
I like that, and then plus, when you start dieting, I feel like dieting is easier. If you start your diet at 8,000 calories, you pull it to 7, you pull it to 6, you're still eating a lot of food, and you're still strong, you're still full.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you're starting off season at 4,000 or 5,000 calories, where do you go from there?
Word.
But let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. So my first question is going to be, who is Quinton Eriya? Some people think your real name is Quinn Beastwood, actually, too.
Oh yeah. That is not an African last name.
Yeah. Who are you, bro?
I don't know. Sorry?
I was like, where are you from? Where did you grow up?
Like I come from a Nigerian and Jamaican background. I'm born in Canada, like Toronto, Ontario. I lived here pretty much my whole life. I like to work out. Hold on. Sorry, Alexa somehow turned on. I have to plug that shit out. It's gonna be loud. But,
Alexa?
Man, shit cheeses me. But what else? I like anime. I like fuck, man. I like Jordans. Like this is a new addiction. I just got into Jordans during like quarantine.
Oh yeah? I love Jordan, man. I'm from New York, so we all about Tim's, Jordan, foam posits.
Okay.
That's all you got on your feet all day.
Where you from, Henry?
I'm originally from Georgia, man, and I was out in LA for 2 years, and I recently just moved back to the Southeast. I'm in South Carolina now, so
okay.
I've been out here a few weeks, and you know, it's good, but, you know, everything's closed now. So I don't have a gym. I've been working out in the past, like, 5 weeks, dude. So,
okay, I see.
I thought Henry was Nigerian when I first met him, too.
Okay.
A lot of people do that, man.
I thought you said you thought he was in Nigeria, like from like he lived there.
No, because I know his girl then, now his wife is Nigerian. So I'm like, oh, he's Nigerian too. Yeah. He got the look. He got the genetic.
Yeah.
My wife, her dad's Nigerian.
Oh,
her mom, but her dad is. So
okay.
Yeah.
So
your wife is beautiful, man.
What was that?
I said your wife is beautiful.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. You know, she works in television. For anybody that, you know, I posted her and they go to her profile. She's a news anchor out here in Charleston. And that's why we moved out here. So, and that was also the reason why we moved to LA.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We'll be jumping around somewhat frequently until, you know, she's in the big market. So, you know,
that's what's up, man. Mm-hmm. But yeah, bodybuilding, you could pretty much do it anywhere. So
yeah,
right. It's not, you know, being in LA was cool, but you know, you have so many great gyms everywhere. It's not like you have to just go to Gold to be a bodybuilder these days, you know. So
so Quint, so growing up, like in school, were you the cool kid? Were you the jock? Well, I mean, I seen some videos of you dunking and stuff.
Yeah.
I kind of figured you was probably the jock.
Yeah. I was always pretty cool. I was athletic. I played basketball, like football. I stopped when I was like 14 with football. I was always cool. I was always like, you know, I'd always fight people, like beat people up and shit. I wasn't a bully, but you know, me and my friends would always tussle. Okay. So I was always like the tough guy, you know, and like I was pretty good at sports too. So I was that dude.
You used to party a lot too, from what I've seen. You used to do the raves.
That was like when I was 20, I think 19 or 20, for a couple months. I was like really into like raves. Like that was my motivation for training at first when I started bodybuilding. Like you know, Man's like Z's and like Jess Side. Yeah. That was like the look that I liked. I was one of those dudes. I was like, I ain't trying to get so big. I ain't trying to be no big bodybuilder. So, yeah.
I think that's how it starts out for a lot of people. I was the same way, man. I was like, you know, I only looked at the classic dudes like Arnold, Serge Nubret. And I was like, I don't want to get that big, but you know, as you get into it, you're never big enough anymore. So it's like,
I know.
So you just keep getting bigger. Next thing you know, you're 300 pounds. It's like, okay, all right.
Well, but the funny part is you never feel as big as you look. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all of us been over 300 pounds, but in our heads, we thought 300 pounds would look like way bigger than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you get there, you're like, I don't look like Ronnie Coleman yet. You know what I'm
saying? Right. Word.
I remember I used to be into MMA, so I used to look up to like Bruce Lee. First, I wanted to look like Bruce Lee, and by the time I was like 11, I already looked like that. So then I started making bigger goals. I used to follow what's his name, Ulysses, back in the day, like before social media, when he had like a bodybuilding.com profile or something like that, and then because he was from New York, so I was from New York too. So I used to follow him, but before he was like the big social media guy. But you said your motivation early on was like the Z's type look, but who motivated you to want to get bigger? Like, who was the bodybuilder you seen or somebody you seen that made you want to get?
Like, I guess, man, the first like bodybuilding video I watched was, I think, Pumping Iron. That was it. That's the name, Pumping Iron, with Arnold and, you know, all that shit. You know, him making fun of Lou Ferrigno. Like that shit, like it was, that was a fun time for me when I first like kind of got inducted into bodybuilding. I still didn't want to be huge, but like I always believed that naturally, I'm like, maybe I could get that big naturally. So I just like decided to try and like get as huge as I can, like as a natural. And I was big for a natty, but I wasn't that big, you know.
You know, something I noticed is if you're natty and you have big legs, it makes you look way bigger. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
Even if like your upper body is like somewhat decent, but if you have huge sweeps in your legs on stage, You just look like for everybody for some reason.
Oh yeah.
I definitely noticed that. I'm saying. So, at this point, you was like what, 21, 20?
At that point, yeah, I think when I started watching like Pumping Iron show, I was about 19. This is before I started raving, so I was, yeah. But I still was a little reluctant to compete because I didn't. The only pictures of bodybuilders I would see was like fucking Kai Green and Phil Heath. Yeah. So I'm like 200 pounds. I'm thinking there's no way I'm gonna get destroyed if I compete. So I wasn't there yet.
I know the feeling. So, what age was your first show?
I was 20. Yeah, I was 20. It was like at the end of that summer that I did all the raves and shit. There's this festival in Toronto called Caravana. It's like more of like a Caribbean, also like Afro culture. Like there's also like different like Afro beats and like a lot of dancehall, soca. So like I was like a part of the parade, and like it was just a wild weekend pretty much. And then after that, it took me a week to recover because I was just, it was a good weekend. And one of my boys said he signed up for this show in like November, and he's like, "Yo, you should do it too." And it was August, I think. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. So I decided to do a prep, and I had no idea like how to actually diet. I was just like skipping meals, like doing excess cardio because I just didn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm. You didn't have a coach at this point?
No, I didn't have a coach.
And this show, which federation? I don't really know the Canadian federations, but was it like a all natural federation, or was it like the NPC of Canada? What kind of federation?
Yeah, so it's called the CPA now, but it used to be like, it was a bit different before, but I won't get into it because it's confusing. Yeah. But the CPA pretty much they have an open and natural stream. So I just competed in the natural stream. So I did that show, and then I did like the provincials, or I guess it would be like I don't know how the tiers are for the NPC, but before there was 3 tiers when I competed, like in Canada. So you have to do a regional show, and then a provincial show, then national. So you have to place, back then you have to place top 5 to go on to the next level. And then after, at the nationals, there was also an international. So you could also compete at Worlds if you place top 5.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. How did you do in your first show there? Did you get destroyed? Did you do good?
I won. I just did the junior classic. I didn't do like the all ages open because I just thought everybody was going to be massive, so I thought I'd probably get destroyed. I didn't really want my confidence to get like shattered, so I just stuck with juniors, and I ended up winning. And yeah,
that's always a good sign though. Even if you do novice or junior or whatever it is, if you can win the show. Because your first show, you usually don't know anything. Like you don't get it. You don't know what you're supposed to look like. You don't know about glutes and stuff like that. Like you don't know about that. So it's always a good sign. So how was your first experience? Was your first show? Did you like it? Were you excited? Were you nervous? Did you want to do it again?
Yeah. It was so much fun. Like it was amazing. And like I guess because also I didn't realize that I'm like as good as I was. Again, it's because of my genes pretty much, right? And also like I did train for it. But like the crowd, because it's a regional show, and I'm like, I guess comparatively to like the other guys, the other juniors, I was like extremely impressive. So the crowd was like cheering me on. They were going crazy. So it was like really like heartwarming. Every time I was on stage, like yelling my number, like you hear people chanting your name. So it was like, damn, I want to do that again. You know?
That was dope. That definitely didn't happen to me in my first show. I didn't get no chance. My first show.
Oh yeah.
Did you get?
Was it like a big show for you?
Yeah, I mean, it was just me being like naive and like overly confident. Like when I was younger, I was a lot more. I was like kind of cocky and like aggressive. So in my head, I'm like, yeah. So I actually picked the biggest regional show in the East Coast to do my first show. And there was a guy that was helping me. I can't even say he was coaching me, but he was helping me. And he was like, bro, you should do like novice. I'm like, nah. Novice? Like, what you think this is? I'm about to come win the whole show. You know what I'm saying? And I was eating like Chinese food, and I didn't do no cardio. And I showed and when I was backstage looking around, I start to like figure things out. I'm like, hold up, okay, this is my class. This is my class. I'm in a heavyweight, so right, this dude looked like he had IFBB pro. Okay, basically that show at the time, it was the last show before nationals. So anybody who didn't qualify would literally come all the way here. So it was literally anybody who wins their class in that show literally would get their pro card like in 2 weeks. I'm looking around like something wrong here. Like there's something I'm missing, and then obviously like I think I got 6th place, which honestly isn't that bad. Like for somebody who's outmatched like that, it was because of my shape. I wasn't in good shape. You know, I had like saggy glutes and stuff, but like for my structure, a lot of guys had like bad structures in the show, so that's the only reason I even got that high. But yeah, it's always I feel like some people, I've had clients that's happened to, and they get discouraged and they don't want to compete. It did the opposite for me. I'm like, okay, now I know, actually understand what I have to look like, and so we're gonna do it now. But
that's what's up, man.
Yeah, man. How about you, Henry? Like your experience for your first show, Henry? How'd that go?
Oh yeah, my first show, man. Similar with Q, man. I didn't know what I was doing. I had been training for years beforehand. You know, I had been working out since I was 14, but this is shortly after the time I stopped playing football, college ball, and you know, I'm taking classes. There's this gym in my college town. They were hosting the show, and I was like, hey, you know, I work out all the time. Why not do it? You know, one of my friends did it the year before. So, you know, like you said, you know, I just ate clean. You know, I didn't really know how to diet. I was still eating like, you know, what you call it, the hibachi steak and chicken meals and stuff. You know, it wasn't clean. But, you know, to me it was at the time. And I came in at my first show around 210. I placed first in my class. And, you know, it was a small show. It wasn't even like, it wasn't sanctioned or anything. It was just like some random show. And, you know, that gave me the confidence to be like, hey, you know what? I like this. You know, I may be good at this. And, you know, if I could, you know, at the time, Phil Heath was at the top. And, you know, I'm watching him drive Bentleys and stuff. You know, I'm like, oh, yeah, man, I could. You know, I'm about to get paid, you know, so so you know, started. You know, that's what initially like put the bug in my head to like pursue bodybuilding, and it's something I just really love to do. You know, just kept doing it, and almost 8 years later, I finally got my pro card.
I feel like the biggest misconception we have growing up is like these bodybuilders are like crazy rich and living like NBA players. And then I get older, and I'm hearing that, so a lot of these cars were rented and stuff like that. I'm like, really? I thought I remember. And
that's the reason why, like, when Kai Green came out with his Day in the Life, that's why I like Kai Green so much, because he's like, hey, man, you know, you're not going to have the nice kitchen, the nice cars. Mm-hmm. Like, this is probably what you're going to be doing on your way to the top, you know. Or, you know, just in your daily life, you're going to be tired, training hard, no glory, all that. So, you know, at the time I looked at a lot of Kai Green stuff, and that's really what kept me going, man, because like you said, you know, you go to the NPC, you win your first overall, you know, you think, yo, I'm going to get some sponsorships, and, you know, that stuff doesn't happen. So, you know.
It's not the case. And the cool part for me was when I used to watch that, what's called New Breed, something like that. It was like, I'm talking about the Kai Green DVDs.
Oh yeah. Those are good. Yeah,
those are good.
I don't know if you saw those. Q, you saw those?
I hadn't seen them. Oh, well, I've seen one of him like making eggs in his kitchen. I can't remember where it's from though.
Yeah,
like a small kitchen.
Quinton's a little bit younger than us, so he probably was watching more of the like the social media action.
Right.
Yeah, the newer. Like when I started I was watching a lot of. Do you guys know Chris Jones, like Pump Chasers?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
That was my shit. I was watching a lot of him and Mike Rashid, CT Fletcher, like that's like it was like 2014, 15 shit, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I actually grew up watching Chris Jones too. Even though like I was following bodybuilders, but Chris Jones was somebody that I always like idolized. And the funny part is, he came to the LA Fit Expo, and we had like a mutual friend. So he ended up inviting me and my the mutual friend out to like party. So I actually partied with Chris Jones.
Shit. Okay.
LA, yeah, he took us all, and he's super generous. Like he kept inviting us, like, yo, come out eat, and he's paying for everything. We talking about like 12, 15 deep, and he's paying every tab. I'm like, this dude is wild.
Man, balling.
Well,
it's like YouTube money, dog.
It's funny because he inspired me like growing up, but he inspired me even more doing that. I'm like, yo, I want to do this. Take 15 people out and just be He was buying bottles. Yeah. We was like, wow, this dude is legit. I thought that was dope. And then I actually had a similar experience with Mike Rashid. So Mike Rashid, we had a mutual friend again, and I went to one of those it's like Summer Smash, one of these events at Iron Addicts, and then Mike just vibed with me. And like every time he comes out, he lives in Cali now. But every time he comes out to LA, like he'll invite me out, and then I'll like work out with him, stuff like that. So I think it's just dope. Like I feel like with social media, like you could grow up watching somebody and you could literally just send them a DM and they like you, it's like, yo, what's up? And then I could just get cool like that. I think that was dope. Whereas back in the days, you didn't really have access to it. You couldn't just like DM Jay Cutler or Ronnie Coleman at their prime.
Yeah.
It was just up there and he was just like watching, like, oh, you know. But now it's kind of cool that everybody kind of like, you know, I think it's dope, man. Some of the people you grow up watching, you could just like hang out with. That's dope.
That's wicked.
So you said Chris Jones, Mike Rashid. Who else was you watching on social media?
Who else? I can't remember. I think those were like the main guys. I would like my favorite bodybuilder at the time, like active bodybuilder, was Phil Heath.
Okay.
I wasn't like I like Kai Green. Like I follow him. I see everything he posts and shit. But like I'm not as much of a fan of him as Phil Heath. So like I watch like all Phil Heath motivation videos and yeah, good time.
I feel like I always respected Phil's physique and his mindset.
Yeah.
I was always kind of Team Kai because I'm from New York, right? And then I ended up actually moving to Brooklyn. But before I moved to Brooklyn, I used to train at the same gym as Kai on purpose. Because when he filmed the video,
oh shit,
yeah, I seen it with the Fifth Avenue thing. I'm like, it looks hardcore. So then I started going just because it looked hardcore. And then I started seeing him. Now, at the time, he was like in a different mode. Like now, he's like all laughs and giggles. What's up? At the time, he was like just wanted to win. Like he would be in the gym with the hoodie on with Oscar Arden. I don't know if you know who Oscar Arden is. And he would be like shoulder pressing 4 plates. He would be deadlifting. Like when I tell you he would do high reps, I've seen him do a 6-plate squat for 20 reps. So like let's say he got like 12 by himself, and then he would spot him for an extra all the way to 20. They stripped it off, 5 plates, 20, all the way down to 2 plates for 20. When he was done, he laid down for like 20 minutes and got back up, finished his workout. Like it was stuff that nobody will believe, and they wouldn't even get that on camera. Like you know what I'm saying? They wasn't training for camera. That was just how he trained. And imagine not only the muscle build, you know how lean you would get from doing like 100 reps of heavyweight squats. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was some of the crazy things I've seen. I've seen him do rows with like 5 plates, drop sets, and he was just a different. I feel like those are things that you don't actually see. You know what I'm saying? Like I think people think he probably because he trains light now, so people probably think he just all of these fancy stuff, but he was getting busy.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
So automatically, I was kind of Team Kai because I was seeing how hard he worked. He was living in the projects. You know what I'm saying? He was living in the projects. He would come to with the same outfit. Not like he had money to having these cool outfits. So, you know, I had like a personal thing there. And then Phil Heath, to me, he was kind of like, well, at least I thought he was rich at the time. I thought he was like balling. So I wasn't. So I was going for, the one that was living like me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you still. Yeah, I didn't even think of that, to be honest. Say word. Yo, Henry does rows like that.
Yeah, he does.
You know what's funny, man? Like for a long time, I had never done bent over rows. I had never done them.
Yeah,
and I think it wasn't until I was like 22, 23, I finally started doing them, and I just loved them, man. And then I had made those a staple in my workout, and it's just I love bent rows, man. When I started doing them, I did notice like a major change with like back thickness in my back. So I just always made a staple in my workout ever since then. So
you got
I wish I got as many like views and stuff on my page whenever I rode 5 plays, but
bro,
nobody cares.
Because the thing is, like someone once, because I just started rowing more and I'm getting stronger and shit, right? Like fucking like 4 plates is a task, man. Like,
Yeah.
but like some guy, like I have one of my friends, he's like a fan of bodybuilding. He's like, yo, like you're getting up there, man, blah blah. And he's talking about like Luke Sando and how much he rose, and he's like Flex Lewis could do it too. And I'm like, I know a guy that does that easy. What the fuck? So it's just one of those things that, like, you know, when people start to notice, they're gonna be like, what the fuck? Like, where'd this guy come from?
Yeah. So that's why I just keep it on my page. That's one of the reasons why I don't post a lot, because I know I post like my heavy lifts and like I want people to see it when they go there. So, it's all strategic, man.
No, you're strong ass dude, man. Both you guys actually, because I saw your squats as well, Beatty. Is that how's your name, Beatty?
Beatty, yeah. Okay. I would say Henry definitely got me beat on like upper body with the bench. Yeah. Some of it is ridiculous. Like it's funny because like his first rep, like spotting him, his first rep comes up like it's heavy, and then he'll just keep doing that. And I'm like, it's supposed to be like you're supposed to start off strong and he get tired. He'll start off like, and then just keep going. I'm like, what? This is my first time training with him. I was like, he's not stronger than me because I see him go. I'm like, oh, the way the 2 plates was coming up, I'm like, it's too slow. He ain't gonna be able to keep up with me. We get up to 3, and he's still repping the same way. I'm like, I got him. I go up to 3 1/4. He ended up going to like 4 1/4 on incline and just repping it.
Oh my god.
I don't know, man. It's weird. Like I have to like that first rep is like I got to feel it out. Then it's like I get more warmed up as the more reps I do. It's weird. It's hard to explain.
You know? That's interesting. I mean, Quinton is strong too, and you like you 24 now, right?
Yeah, I'm still getting there. Like I still don't consider myself strong. Like I know I'm like stronger than like, you know, the most people, but as a bodybuilder, I just see too many dudes doing way more than what I do. So I stay in my own lane.
Do you notice that the people with like the more pretty structures usually don't go as heavy because like you have smaller joints, so it's like it takes a bit from your body. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, I absolutely. Like, so I don't think I need to go crazy heavy, but I think I could definitely increase my squats. Like today I squatted, like PR for squats is 435. I got like 9 reps. Like a lot of men my size are doing like 5, 6 plates, you know. So I feel like I got to step that up a little bit, but like I don't really care to hit like 6, 7. I want to hit 5 for a couple.
Yeah. I mean, in all honesty, man, like, you know, you have a good foundation built already. So like I agree, you probably don't need to go super heavy. I mean, I just always done it because that's just what I like to do. But, you know, like me getting a little older now, like I'll be 30 this year. Like I'm probably in the next few years, I won't be doing. True. You know, so yeah, you turn pro natural, man. What year was that?
Yeah, I turned pro at it's called the, I forget the actual name of the show, but it's pretty much our natural nationals in Canada, and it was in 2017 in May. So I turned pro there, and then again I didn't activate my pro card. So the way that it worked then, like because it was a national show and I placed first, Canada wanted to send me, like the organization wanted to send me to Worlds, and so I qualified because I did juniors, and I also did I won overall in juniors and also in like all ages. So I went to Worlds in Spain for like, you know, all of the men, and then under 23 Worlds and Masters was in Romania the week after. So I went to both of those. I got smoked in Spain, like absolutely smoked. Like it's kind of weird because Canada sends their natural athletes, but like every other country, the U.S. isn't even there. U.S. isn't there, but every other country is just like fully loaded. So like but then in Romania, so I beat a lot of guys. So I came fourth in Romania, but Spain, like it was a big show. Blessing actually was in my category. Blessing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That is crazy, man. Like I didn't know that until you posted, and you said it was 2017. So how old were you at the time?
I just turned 22. Yeah.
That's incredible. And that's IFBB Pro?
Sorry?
That's IFBB Pro, right?
Yeah, IFBB Pro, yeah.
That's just, hey, man, that's just like, when I saw the post, I was like, wow, like this dude, right? Like, man, I remember I was, what, you said you were 23? Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, like I was, bro, I wasn't nowhere near that.
No. Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
What y'all think about natural bodybuilding as a whole? Because I feel like all of us started with, like, we train natural for a long time. We're kind of rare now, but I feel like there's not enough. I feel like, at least for sure, when me and Henry was growing up, there was a lot of natural bodybuilders to look up to.
Yeah,
there was can't even remember the name, but they were like Skip LaCour, Jeff, whatever his name was. At the time, I felt like it was like more popular. Like, a lot of people trained for a long time. Whereas now, anybody who wants to compete, the first thing they're gonna do is jump on the sauce. You know what I'm saying? Because there's really, you can't really compare yourself and like, okay, this guy is natty, he looks this way. You know what I'm saying? So, how do you guys feel about it?
Man, it's just that's how the internet is now, man. You got so much information, like that's what people see, and that's what they do immediately. Like for me, I was naive for the longest time. I thought I could get big as Phil Heath and Kai Green without any.
Me too.
So it wasn't until I was 24 I realized like that wasn't true, and like I needed to up it up a little bit. But yeah, man, for the longest time I just thought like protein powder and BCAAs will get me there. And
I thought Ronnie Coleman was. I thought Ronnie was natural because he was a cop. I'm like, well, if you're a cop, they're gonna test you. You must be natty, right? But to be honest,
to this day, I still don't know how Ronnie worked that out. But
you got away with it. But to be honest, I feel like that actually helped me because in the back of my mind, I was training so hard because in my mind, I felt like I had everything I needed. At the time, I wouldn't have been able to afford it anyway. So it wouldn't have served any purpose if I knew the truth. So me just going in and saying I got strong and I got big because I was I was naive. So I feel like if some people had that motivation, because there's people that I see, I'm like, they really have no business like exploring the dark side because they're not really. It's not that serious to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In their head, they just feel like they can't do it, regardless.
I feel you. Like there's a couple like fundamentals that you need to have down before you should start using, in my opinion. Like you should already know how to diet, be able to stick to a diet, have good and proper form, know how to train hard with like the right intensity. And you should also have like some sort of a degree of like intelligence with like your health. Like a lot of people just get on and just stay on. They don't come off. They don't do blood work. Mm-hmm. They just completely trash themselves. They don't eat well. Like there's so many people before I started using gear that I met that were on gear and didn't even look like anything. Like I couldn't tell they were using it.
That's most people, bro. Like they always tell me, like I go to the regular LA Fitness, I go to Gold's Gym, and all the people telling me I do this and I do a gram of test and I do a gram of trend. And I'm looking at them, I'm like, it doesn't look like you do anything because they just don't get. They don't get how it works, and they expect me to tell them something crazy. I'm doing some kind of secret. I have no secret. There's no secret for me to tell you. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you exactly what I do, but it doesn't serve you any purpose because it's probably less than what you do. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have everything, all the other boxes.
And I'm about to say, and I agree, man. Like what Quinton said, you got to have that foundation of a solid nutrition and training base. And, once you got that covered, maybe you can think about it. But like you said, there's a lot of guys, who don't have any of that. And they just hop on some stuff thinking they're going to gain 20 pounds of muscle. And when it doesn't happen, it's because, you're using twice as much as what I'm doing. And that's not true. I remember even being natural. A lot of people thought, oh, yeah, what are you doing? You're shooting this, you're doing that. And it's like, it's like, it's just, I train hard and I eat my meals, so.
That's so funny. See, I can relate to that because when I was natural, like the one thing I hated about being natural was being accused of using steroids. And like the only thing that's like there's a lot of things that are like relieving to me, but one of the things that I find the most relieving is when people see my transformation, like, oh, you were natural before. I'm like, hell yeah, man. Like I wasn't lying.
It does correlate. Like nobody's gonna make that big of a jump if you were already juicing at 19. Like you're not gonna make that kind of big jump.
No. Not like that.
It wouldn't make any sense whatsoever. You know what I'm saying, but I feel like there's so much you can get out of learning your body first. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I feel like it's different now because, like we said, all the information out, people have access to kind of information, so they feel like, okay, I need to do this ASAP.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I also want to talk about one of the, I guess it's kind of dying out now, but there was like a big topic that was going on for a while about 90s bodybuilding versus today, as far as like, it seems like anybody who competed in the 90s has like their own, I guess like some kind of emotional investment in that era, and I feel like we don't talk bad about 90s bodybuilding, but we love 90s bodybuilding, but we love all the physiques, but they kind of just say everybody's shit. Just everybody's shit. Everybody's out of shape, and everybody nice, is better. Like anybody who competed in that era could just smoke everybody today. Like, it kind of went on for like a little while. Like, what do you think about that?
The funny thing is, like, okay, I'm a huge boxing fan, and I'm a big basketball fan too, and it's the same thing. The greatest of our era, of our time, I guess there's Kobe and LeBron, but people from like back then are all like Scottie Pippen. He's riding out for Michael Jordan. Everyone's like, nah, hell no, LeBron ain't better than this dude. MJ's the truth. He's from my era. And with boxing, it's like, there's the heavyweight landscape right now, and everybody's always trying to argue that the old heavyweights were better than the new heavyweights. I think it's just one of those things that obviously you can never actually compare it. The lighting, the pixels of the pictures that were taken were just so different. But I think bodybuilding, just like every other sport, continues to evolve. So I don't think there was that on Valuetainment. They had that video where was it Dorian Yates who said the first one where he said Brandon Curry wouldn't play top six?
It was Dorian Yates started it.
Like I understood, like it was they were stacked, but again, like I think it was a disrespect kind of to Brandon Curry, and also it's because this past Olympia was one of the, no offense to anybody, because, a lot of these guys right now, they're better than me, but it was just a very weak Olympia in comparison to, like, the year before that. Like, no Big Ramy, no Phil Heath, of course, no Kai Green, but he's been out for a while, no Sean Roden. So that's, like, 4 of the best in the world that aren't even there, right?
Yeah.
So you're, like, it's kind of easy to make that argument because this one just wasn't the best, I think.
Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, Hadi only knew he was going to compete for like the past 4 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think. Here's the thing. Like you said, it's 2 different eras. It's judged different. Same way like with basketball. They didn't call fouls before, so you can beat thing, and then now you can't do that. So being that it's judged differently is going to be different. If Brandon Curry competed back then, he might try to bring in a different look. He might try to say, you know what, I don't care if I get flat, I'm going to get super shredded, because that's what used to win. Whereas nowadays, if you come in super shredded but flat, they might not give you that nod. Look at Matt Charles at the Arnold Classic. He came in smaller but crazy peeled. And what happened? He didn't get no bone stone for his way. They didn't say, wow, he looks straight like the 90s. Let's give him, like top 3. That didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Big he still got top 3, and he came in full. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if it's judged different, then you have to, fit kind of in that lane. I've tried coming in super shredded and flat, and I still did well, but I seem to place better when I come in fuller and still in shape, obviously. You're not going to win coming in fat, but if it's judged differently, they want you to be shredded, but they want you to be full. Like Phil Heath, he was always in great condition, but he always had crazy roundness. You know what I'm saying? Same with Kai. So they're not judging you coming in super shredded and hard and just flat. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be different. Even Dexter said in his interviews, he said it's judged differently. Now he's having to come in super full, whereas before he can just come in crazy condition and he would still get the nod. So it's different.
I think Dexter made the most valid point, because he's the only one that's been around in both eras. So he simply said you can't compare them.
Yeah.
It's all about being full now, bigger, and all of that. And he's saying back in the day, everybody just wanted to be sucked down, and dry. And all that stuff. So I think he said it best, man, because all these guys that say what they got to say, yeah, we can argue all day which generation was best. At the end of the day, people are going to think their generation was the best, but Dexter is the only person that's been in both. And he simply said you can't compare both. Which I agree with that. How can you compare a totally different look from, another one? So
I really like the aesthetics and shape of the '90s guys. I think if you don't have to be as big, you usually have better shape. Like, have you ever looked at your pictures when you were like 23 and you're like, wow, look at how small my waist was? You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, when you're a little smaller, your shape does look a little better, and then even like your separation looks different. Like I seen Rolly. I was at the New York Pro. I can't remember which year, maybe 2015, and it was Rolly versus Dexter. Standing there relaxed, Rolly looked fat and Dexter looked hard. Once once they hit a pose, Rolly, all the separation pops out, and you're like, holy shit, he's actually in shape, even though he looks like 10 without standing there. Because when you have that much muscle, it looks different. You're not gonna look super shredded, just relaxed at 280. But once you hit it and all the fibers pop out, then you realize, okay, you are in shape. So I feel like Dexter got the nod because he just looked shredded all the time. Whereas Rolly, if he breathed out and then his waist came out, like you wouldn't see the abs. If he didn't contract hard enough, it gives you a different look. So when you have to push that size and fullness, you might not have the intricate detail all the time. So that's one of the things there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just want to touch on that a little bit. How do you feel about the current state of the IFBB as a whole? Do you feel like I kind of feel like I'm waiting for that next generation to kind of take over, because it seems to be the same guys that's kind of in the, for like the last, I don't know, 5-6 years. I'm kind of waiting to see that transition happen where they kind of start to go away, and then like some of the newer guys like you and Regan come in and they kind of like try to take that. So how do you feel about the current state? Do you feel like it's in good hands? Do you feel like you want to see more guys in the mix? Or?
Oh man, yeah. I mean, a lot of what we're used to, a lot of those guys are getting like a bit older. Like Phil Heath, he keeps throwing out different ideas about, like, if he's going to retire or compete. I feel like he's going to compete again, but not for long. Sean Roden's 45.
Yeah.
Who else? Like Big Ramy will be around for a while, I think. But yeah, a lot of those guys, Dex is going to be gone after this year, I think. Like, yeah, the whole bodybuilding landscape is going to change real quick, and there's going to be like I'm excited. I think it's in pretty good hands. I think there's some really good prospects, and the way that bodybuilding is going as a whole, with this excessive size and not really rewarding I guess tighter condition and shape as much. I'm not really happy about that, but I think that if you just come in and you're just undeniable, it's going to be hard for them to say no to that. If you just look so damn on stage next to these big ass, bulky dudes, if you just come in with shape, good poise, and shredded, it's going to be hard for them to overlook you.
I agree.
I agree with that because, I also think now they're getting a bit away from just carrying just crazy mass.
I agree.
And they are rewarding a lot more shape. And I feel the same way. I feel like in the future, you got guys like me, you, and Beatty. We all have pretty good structures. I feel like definitely in the future, there will be a new wave of guys that'll be, will bring back some of that, nostalgia with the 90s shape and, the size and the fullness, So I agree with you, man. I feel pretty hopeful about it. Once the older wave of guys starts to go away, some of us newcomers will come up, and we'll definitely make a mark, and we'll keep it going. No hesitation.
Wait, when did you turn pro, Henry?
I turned pro in 2018 at USA's.
I remember seeing the pictures. What month was the USA's?
It was in July. Yeah,
July. Okay.
Out in Vegas. Yeah, so I did that. Which was the most stressful prep of my life. But that's on Dave Palumbo's YouTube. If you want to look at that, I'm not going to go back into that. But yeah, that was crazy.
That's funny. Yeah, I remember those pictures because that was when I just started, like, you know, like going hard. Like, and I remember your picture because you're like a big, muscular, aesthetic, like brother, right? So I'm like, oh shit, like this is what new pros are looking like. I'm like, all right, cool. You know?
Right. And
yeah,
it was really motivating because that same year, Sean Roden won the Olympia, and I was like, okay, you know, Sean Roden's more of an aesthetic guy and not just a mass monster. So I was like, okay, that's dope, you know.
In our favor.
So, hey man, you know, it's just I'm excited though. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's fun. It's kind of funny how like social media works because like we all got connected pretty much from like I guess seeing each other on different pages. Somebody tagged me in a picture of Beatty on like a Sulio's pic. He's like, this guy looks like a combination of. Yeah, he may have tagged both of us. Both of us.
Yeah, he did. Because that was the day I started following you, and I was like, man, who's this guy? Like, what? You know, you know.
I was like, shit, there's more of them?
It's funny because people always mistake me and Beatty. So the fact that random person commented that on that post, just made it even funnier, you know. So
that's so funny, man.
Sometimes I'll be at shows or I'll be at Gold's Vanish and somebody be like, yo, what's up, Henry? Or sometimes they don't even say Henry. They'll start talking to me. Yeah, what's good, bro? Like, yo, you look like you put on some weight. Like, are you bulking? I'm like, nah, I'm just fat, bro. I'm just fat. You're like, what? The whole time I'm like, this person thinks I'm Henry. You know what I'm saying? The whole time. I'm like, this French guy was just talking to me about all these, like, talking about cars and everything. I'm like, he still doesn't realize I'm not Henry. Like, but I feel like when they finally see Henry, like, oh, that's Henry because, like, he is taller and bigger than me. Like, he's taller and wider than me. So I feel like when you see him, you don't think it's me. But you see me, you think,
okay, true. That's joke.
At bodybuilding competitions and stuff, I'm like, bro, do we look like that much? Like,
someone's gotta like change the like. Someone's gotta dye their hair or something.
Yeah,
you know?
Shave the beard.
I know. I'm probably shave my beard soon, man. Just so you know.
You have any more questions for Quinton, Henry?
Yeah, man. I saw recently you switched over to Team HD. You know, I don't know if you want to give them a shout out or not or anything, but man. Yeah. How long were you at Redcon? And I don't know if you could talk about them contract wise or whatever.
Yeah, I could talk about it. I won't say anything that would make anyone look bad, but pretty much I was with Redcon since August until this month, April, I guess. So, you know, pretty much like, you know, I guess if anybody watches this when COVID's done, we're in quarantine right now, all right? So I guess because of, like, the situation, like, everything, like, I guess my coach is Dorian Hamilton. Dorian Hamilton is the owner of HD Muscle. Him and his brother Noah are the owners. They own that supplement company and the gym, Pure Muscle and Fitness. Like, I live in a big house. Noah lives upstairs. Antoine lives upstairs. Like, there's a couple of us. We call it the Muscle Mansion. So I'm very close with them. So the idea was we always kind of wanted to, like, partner up in the future, but they didn't start their brand at the time, like, during the summer. So he's actually good with Aaron Singerman. So he lined me up with Redcon, and that's how that started. So I was on a 2-year contract. So I was going to be with them for a while. But, yeah, again, like, just circumstances changed a bit because of, like, I guess the virus and shit. So they allowed me to just, like, cross over. And it's good because I'm on great terms with Aaron Singerman and, you know, the athlete manager. Like, it's not like there was any sort of issues. So it's just kind of cool because now I could, like, work locally, and with HD, like, I feel like a more integral part of the team because, like, Redcon is huge, right? Redcon, like, they have, like, big superstar athletes, and I'm just, like, a little fish in that pond. Whereas here in HD, like, I could shoot content once a week, and I could, like, just help build the brand. We just grow together. So I'm definitely happy that this opportunity happened, and yeah.
That's cool, man. One more thing too, like, because I know you've kind of picked up competing somewhat recently. Well, I mean, I guess compared to me anyway.
Yeah.
How long was it before you actually like got your first like partnership with a company? How long was it before then?
Like a supplement company.
Yeah. Like how long were you competing before you got your first one?
Okay, so I started competing in 2015, like at the end of 2015. So then 2019, summer of 2019 was when I got my first supplement contract. But I can attribute a lot of it to like the team. Like I was just very fortunate, very blessed to be like it just life just really it just worked out kind of organically for me to meet like my coach Antoine. And one of the first things he said when we worked out together is, we got to grow your social media page. So it was just like we just been training together and like posting stuff, and it just helped my page grow. And that's what like had whoever, like where different companies started to know who I was pretty much before I did Toronto last year. So I started to get messages for like contracts, but at first they were like really like not from Redcon, but like from other companies. They messaged me leading up, like 2 or 3 of them, and they were just not really good offers. So I just I just waited. Okay. Yeah.
Sounds like you're with a pretty good team, man. That's pretty good. As we, I don't think a lot of people watching this know, but like even though bodybuilding is an individual sport, it does take a lot of teamwork to like sometimes get those deals and get those preps and everything. So
100%, man, 100%.
And then as far as the COVID-19, right, had anything changed for you? Like it's same old business as usual?
Well, I'm not training at the gym no more, like Pure Muscle Fitness. I don't train there. I train, we have, luckily, like we've had equipment in our garage just chilling. We never used it really before. So we just kind of like, I just do my workouts there now. And that's one of the reasons why, like lately I mentioned I've been getting stronger, because now I'm like forced in an environment where like I need to be strong. Yeah. And it's kind of cool. So I feel like it's a blessing in disguise, because now it's just me and a bunch of free weights. So I've been like trying different weights on like rows, squats, bench. I haven't like done any PRs or anything, but like pretty much everything is coming together. Things are slowly getting stronger, and I'm not like I'm not on prep anymore. It's weird. I'm maintaining the exact same prep weight or a little bit less. I'm like 275, 277. Mm-hmm. I'm feeling stronger, and I'm not I'm not on like a prep cycle pretty much.
Good.
I'm like cruising. So it's like, it's good.
Not to get political, right? But how do you feel like the government is doing too much, like exaggerating as far as the whole lockdown thing, or do you feel like it's all necessary at this point?
Oh man, I think we're in 2 different places, man.
Sure.
Your president said some shit about injecting like disinfectant.
Yeah, that's some wild stuff. Yeah,
The funny thing,
I don't get it. I don't know why he said that.
Yeah, the funny thing is, like, I read somewhere that 30 people in New York apparently did it. I don't know if that's true though. I think they're just trying to make Trump look bad, really. Mm. But he looked so uncertain when he said it. He didn't look like he even knew what he was talking about.
Yeah.
But I think you guys, it's like every state is like whoever runs the state makes their own kind of rules for that state.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like each governor is like the state below me in Georgia. I'm in South Carolina. They just opened up everything. Well, they opened up gyms and stuff Friday. So but here they haven't opened them up yet. But I think with us being the state like that's next to them or right above them, I think we'll probably have 2 more weeks until like they'll start opening up stuff slowly. So
yeah,
I'm not.
True. We got about 2 weeks here. I think that's what they said. I think it's a little, this whole Corona thing, it's definitely real, but it's going to hurt people. It's going to kill people. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that aren't old or don't have like pre-existing health issues that are spontaneously having fatal reactions from it. So it's unfortunate, but I feel like, in my opinion, like being on lockdown is like, it's a Band-Aid. It's not a solution. It's just kind of like, I think it makes it easier on the healthcare workers so they're not bombarded with so much cases. But I don't think that unless summertime, unless the sun really does kill the virus, then I guess it is a solution. But I feel like once they let us all out in public, it's going to go crazy again. So I don't really know why it's happening.
Yeah.
My sister and my mom are actually both nurses, so they're right there online having to see it first person. And then me and Henry actually had a guest last week, one of my boys from New York, who actually contracted it. So it's definitely real. Definitely real.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I felt like they was really exaggerating it, and now I'm at a point where I'm like, maybe this is best. Maybe this is the best thing first.
True.
Yo, Quinton, I really appreciate you taking the time out. What's your I already know your Instagram, but like just to plug your Instagram, or if you have YouTube.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if you want to find me on Instagram, search Quint Beastwood, Quint. Yeah, you know, yeah. You could probably I don't know if you could put it.
I'll just go right here. I'll link it right there.
Okay. Yeah, and it's pretty much mainly the social media I use are Quinton Eriya on Facebook. Not hard to find. Yeah.
Do you offer coaching or anything like that? That you want to leave an email or not really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I do offer coaching as well. Just simple plans, lifestyle. If you want to compete as well, you can send me an email, quinton.e@live.ca, because I'm Canadian. And yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. I have a lot of respect for both of you guys, and it's cool to chop it up.
What can we expect to see from you in the near future, in the next couple of years, next 5 years, and next 10 years? What can we expect to see you?
Oh man, granted, nothing that I don't have control over gets in my way. Next couple of years, I'll be at the Olympia. The plan was this year, but I don't know about this year anymore because of this bullshit. But hopefully by 2021 and onwards, I'll be in the Olympia, and maybe in 5 years, I'll be placing good at the Olympia. In 10 years, we'll just go from there.
Yeah. And we don't doubt you, bro. We were talking about you before you got on, and we didn't want to jinx you. We feel like, hey, when we say somebody's going to be at the Olympia, sometimes it doesn't turn out that way. So
yeah, I feel you.
Man,
we'll just see you there, bro.
Yeah, man. I'll see you guys there, man.
All right, brother. You already know, Quint.
All right, man. Respect.
All right, brother.
All right, peace.